Hey everybody, welcome to this edition of Snow Talk, and this time we have a special guest with us.
I'm back.
Recognize this face, Sid Abramson, our intern. Been our intern.
At least I'm here in a new weather office now.
You like it?
Last
You
time
like
we had
that?
the old one, I was all scrunched together, and
Yeah,
it's pretty hard to move around, and we got more room to work with.
it's a nice office. I like.
it's a nice office.
Now you're a big snow lover.
Big snow lover.
A lot of people know your dad,
Right?
Jerry Abramson.
Right.
Yeah, how's Dad doing?
He's doing good.
He's doing good.
Doing good. Staying busy.
All right.
Staying warm in this cold weather.
Well,
that we're going to have soon.
That's a tough thing to do. I've had more comments probably showing up though about my hairstyle than I have about the snow.
Yeah,
You notice that?
I commented that you look smart with your parted
my hair
hairstyle.
parted.
I can't do that with my hair.
And
It's
I don't
short,
look
you
as
can tell,
smart
you can
with my
see
hair.
bald hair right there. I'm getting bald.
I don't look as smart with my hair scattered.
No.
Okay.
You look younger. It's okay. Let's get on to my graphic that I got.
That's all I'm
today.
worried about. You did create a graphic.
I did create a graphic.
Sid had an assignment tonight to talk about snow. So Sid, let's talk about your graphic and explain to folks what we're looking at here.
Well, I made a graphic for our snow averages per month, and there's been some talk out there that we, haven't had a big winter. We haven't had a big snow other than in December when we had our most significant snow this winter so far. But in fact, we actually have had an active winter, and as you can tell, I've drawn two lines here: the black line and the blue line. The black line represents the average per month, and then the blue line is what we've actually had. As you can tell, in October we did get a trace of snow. It was, I believe, October 24th. Right before Halloween, and our average for October actually is 1/10 of an inch, and we did fall short of that, as you can tell in the blue line, but it's still pretty significant to get snow in October. And then we move on to November, where our average again is about 1/10 of an inch, and we did get a half inch of snow, and we actually saw snow fall about 4 times in November, which is still pretty significant.
That's good.
Quick
for
start to the winter.
Yeah.
And then we move into December, where everybody remembers the 2.9 inches of, oh, I'm sorry, not the 2.9, the
5.3.
5.3 inches
Yeah.
we got so far in December, but we got our big one about just over 3 inches in the early part of December, and everybody remembers that.
Oh yeah.
And we saw snow 10 times in December.
All right.
So pretty active December.
And
then
in
we've
January?
already had an active January. We've seen snow 9 times. Already 2.8 inches of snow. Our average is 4.2, but we'll see what we can add.
So it's
on to
really
that.
been
We
pretty
still
active.
have a week left in January, so
Right.
we could see what happens. And
Pretty active winter.
Yeah, we've already had 8.6 inches of snow, which is 68% above average from our 12.5.
8.6 our grand total so
Right.
far. All right. Last year at this time, I think we had about 3 inches. So,
Yeah, we had 3 inches. So I would say it's an active winter, and more to come probably.
More to come. And in fact, let's get right to it because
Let's
we do
get to it.
have more to come. Here's the latest in the satellite. Clear skies here at the moment. Let me broaden out the view so you can see the setup that we're facing as we head down the road here. It doesn't look like much, but there is snow up here across areas of the Great Lakes. There's actually an Arctic front that's kind of staged in this area, and it's got some snow with it, but this front itself is charging to the south. It will arrive here later tomorrow night and Tuesday morning. That'll give us our next snow chance. Now, as the front comes into the area, what is interesting about this setup, the front should be parked along the Ohio River as we get into 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. As the front moves southward, an area of low pressure is actually going to develop on the southeast side here of the actual Arctic front. The big question we got to figure out is where's that going to be? Is it going to be in East Kentucky? Is it going to be in western North Carolina? Is it going to be over here into Virginia? That will have a big impact on the snow that will develop in the backside of that low. I think that East Kentucky has a good shot of some snow if that low does develop close by. But what we're going to have on the radar when this moves in tomorrow, you'll see a band of snow to our north tomorrow afternoon. It's not going to look that impressive, and it should be pretty concentrated over areas of St. Louis more than anywhere if you look at the radar tomorrow. Now, as it moves through, it's going to react to that low developing, so we'll have a band of snow that will suddenly develop and enhance right over us. And the big question we have to ask ourselves here is when is that going to happen? That will affect the timing of the snow Tuesday morning. And then the next thing we got to figure out is the location of that low pressure because that'll determine where the bands actually develop. So questions we're not going to be able to answer, folks, until late Monday night and Tuesday morning, right when the event is about to take place. So it's a tough forecast when it comes to those issues, but we're still not talking about a winter storm here. We're only talking about a very light band of accumulating snow of about an inch, and maybe a few spots to get higher than that, but it's not a big snow. It's the timing is my concern here, and I'm going to remain concerned about the timing because of the impact it can have on the morning rush. So that's the big issue here, not the amount. It is the timing. Okay, I think everybody got that. So here we go. As we head into overnight tonight and for the holiday tomorrow, nice looking day. Temperatures in the 40s, some sunshine. I am going to go warmer than the models are showing. That southwest wind is going to become a little more westerly tomorrow afternoon ahead of the cold front itself. But I do think these numbers are a little bit too low. I think we'll go higher than this. And having said that, I think when that low develops, look how quick that snow band just pop right on top of us tomorrow, or actually Tuesday morning, about 5 in the morning. And if it pops like that at 5 in the morning, you can see the problem here because, we're going to be watching the radar and there's going to be nothing on it. We get to 5 o'clock and then suddenly, boom, snow bands develop and roads get slick. So it's a tough forecast on timing here. I really wish it was much later than this. It'd be a lot easier of an issue here to track. But again, I'm just not too confident here on the placement and timing here for the morning rush. But here's a heads up. As we head into Tuesday, by 7:30 in the morning, the more snow does develop in the area. But keep in mind, temperatures are going to be falling. So the snow is going to be sticking, and the roads will actually worsen as we head through the morning hours as we continue to fall down to 20 as we head into the Tuesday afternoon. And then as we head into the early morning hours of Wednesday, we got a chance for some single digits. And if we got snow cover, these numbers are too high. They'll be certainly lower. So there's your snow issue. As far as the computer models go, through the morning rush hour period, it is putting down that chance for a quick burst of less than an inch in most spots, but a few areas may get close to 1 inch. But again, it's not heavy snow at all, but it could happen at a bad time. We saw that it doesn't take much. And we get more light snow showers throughout the morning and midday, and that will add to that total a little bit more. But in general, we're talking about an inch or less, most areas on the left side of as far as the snow amounts go. So we'll keep an eye on it. All right, cold weather time. We've talked about this before. Anytime you see Alaska begin to warm up, that's when you got to watch for the cold air to be on the move. And Old Crow is 2 above. They were 50 below just a few days ago. So the warmer air has now infiltrated Alaska and Western Canada. The core now is over here across areas of central Canada, pretty much where your polar vortex. And there's more than one polar vortex. There's another one way up here if you look carefully. North and west of Alaska, there's another chunk of it in that area. So they kind of rotate around the northern hemisphere over and over and over again. But the problem is the wind direction. If we get a wind direction out of the north, well, that's the source region for this cold air. So that means that cold air then can move in the United States and as far south as even the Ohio Valley. And that chance is growing as we head down the road. Now, the models here show temperatures kind of fluctuating here off and on. We got some below zero numbers in the upper Ohio Valley, teens and single digits here locally. And you can see just a couple of waves keep passing on by as we head into this week, into the weekend. And each little wave of cold air will have a little bit of light snow with it. We do not see any big storms right now showing up. And I highly caution you model readers that are focused on the GFS and the European right now. You're not going to see much showing up in the models. A pattern like this, it's going to pick out a big snowstorm. It is not going to see it until just a few days from it actually developing. So I really am not throwing a lot of money here into the long-term models. I'm just trying to think about the pattern that we're looking at, the way things are setting up across Canada, and to me it looks cold, and there's going to be waves of cold, and I really don't see it changing a whole lot even as we get into the first week of February, and that has to be watched for the chance that we could see a southern stream storm develop. Right now, all we got is clippers, which, people are tired of them already. They're tired. They're tired of the word. They're tired of talking about 1 inch snows over and over. For snow lovers, it gets frustrating. I get that. In order to get a big snow, you're going to have the southern stream part of the jet kick in and get involved. And the pattern is setting up to where that it can happen in the next couple of weeks. No sign of it yet, but I would not rule it out showing up in the model suddenly as we get closer to the time. So we'll watch Tuesday. A lot of questions here on it. There is going to be some dry air involved, although the difference with this compared to what we saw Saturday night, when a lot of you were disappointed, is we've got a good south wind and west wind really at play here that I don't think we're going to have as much of a dry air issue, and we've got a low developing to our south and east that should enhance that snowfall. But still, there is some dry air. There's not a lot, but there is still some there, and that has to be watched. And these are now casting events, as we call it. We're not going to be able to get a handle on any of these clippers until they actually are on the radar and moving in on us, and then we can start looking at the data that we're getting from the pallets that are landing in the planes. We look at the instruments on the ground and your reports that you're seeing on the ground. All of that tells us the big picture of how well things are going. Models are just tools. They just give us indications of what could happen, and that's why we're getting you a heads up. But as far as the reality of it all, it really has to happen, and we kind of adjust from there. So I talked a lot.
I have nothing else to say. You said everything I wanted to say.
I
we have 30 seconds left.
We have 30 seconds left. The video is going to end. But that's our video blog here tonight. You'll see more of Sid. I'll put him to work some more and get him talking more about snow. And if it doesn't snow on Tuesday, blame him.
Not my fault.
Yeah. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you tonight coming up at 11.